I can hear that as well.
And we're on. Welcome back to Nobody Cares About Dad Live Virtual Social. This week, as ever, joined by my co-host, Ady. Ady, how's everybody?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How's your holiday?
Well, I got sick of the UK government. I've retired to the LA Lakers, and I'm having a nice weekend away.
There you go. I'm expecting to see Ron Burgundy walk past soon.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy, Ron Jeremy.
Okay, we're going there. Okay.
Look, so tonight, back by popular demand, we have Martin.
I don't even know what to say to that. Cheers, Mum.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good, guys. You?
Yeah, good. And also with us making his debut on the podcast, as the children call him, Mr. Ferris.
How are we doing, guys? You all right?
Yeah. Good. How was it?
Chose a better photo than that, though.
Well, do you know what? I looked on your Facebook earlier, and you looked about 12 in most of those pictures. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to use them."
Hang on, you said a better photo. You could have used a better background, mate.
Oh,
what is that? Yeah, just
move
on
early.
We'll come on to your club later,
early.
innit?
Mate, he's had a few beers. He'll get Larry. Don't.
It's just when he starts traveling carpets.
We have one more person joining us tonight. There she is.
I shit myself.
She's already on.
I literally just crapped myself. I was like, "What
Love
is
it.
going on?" My mum's gonna love that. Oh, there, she's commented. She's watching.
Yeah, she's there. So, boys,
right. It's been a pleasure. I'm off now.
One day we will get her on. Don't worry.
Nope. No, I'm washing my hair.
So, anybody does want to comment, we will show any comments that do pop up. So, feel free to type away, especially Martin's mum. Boys, was anybody paying attention to what was happening over in the States this week with Derek Chauvin's sentence, or not sentencing, the verdict, wasn't it?
Verdict, yeah.
Yeah, he gets sentenced in a couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So what are they saying? I think the minimum's 12 years, and they're trying to push for the maximum of 40, aren't they?
But they're charging him with. Hang on a minute. It was second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter.
Yeah.
Literally gone all in.
Yeah, but is there murder and manslaughter laws different to here in the UK? Wasn't I'm on
it's
the
normally upgraded, isn't it? In the UK you're upgraded from manslaughter?
Well, I thought manslaughter was accidental death and murder was premeditated. That's my thought process behind those two. Yeah. So how can you get done for both over there?
Mate, I think are they trying to make an example of it all? It's very much in the spotlight. It's everything. So
it's such a tough subject to have a conversation about and talk about, isn't it? But
it is when you got to be mindful of everything.
A lot of people asking for the death penalty, isn't there? What do you? Obviously, I don't think they have it in the state, but what's everybody's views on that death penalty?
On the death penalty,
mate,
life for life. Simple. It's
agreed.
If it's proven beyond doubt, because you have all these people, all these documentaries of people that have been on death row and then they found out they're innocent.
Well, 170 people have been confirmed to be innocent. They've been executed.
So beyond reasonable doubt, I mean,
Well,
there's
that's the
certain
problem
things
with
I
it.
would definitely go, yeah, chin them off. That's it.
Yeah, but see, I agree, but I'm also the system's bent, right? It's bent here, it's bent in the States, and people get fitted up all the time for, all sorts of stuff. So what happens? Okay, what happens, AD, if the police come knocking on your door? You've murdered somebody. You haven't, but police say, "Well, we've got all the evidence that points to you. Off with your head."
So did he deserve it, or are we hypothetical? Hang on.
The problem is that
Good job, I got a Ring doorbell.
the Chauvin situation. He hasn't intentionally killed him. Like how he's acted and what he's done, he shouldn't. It's a whole conversation of how he acted and stuff. But he hasn't intentionally gone and killed him. He hasn't walked up to him and stabbed him with a knife. He's acted in a manner where he's doing his job, but he's overstepped the mark.
Well, I mean, he did kneel on his neck for 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So he couldn't breathe.
I don't think he was kneeling on his neck with the intention of suffocating the guy.
But the guy was saying he can't breathe. It's one of them, isn't it? If a person's saying he can't breathe and it's been 9 minutes and he's still doing it.
Did you read? There was a thing that he said that he got lost in the moment. He was too distracted because they tried to shift it, and he tried to say he was too distracted with everyone else filming, everyone else shouting. And you think, mate, don't say them sort of things because
Well, Chauvin's mostly through the court case. He's not said much, hasn't he?
Yeah,
for
exactly.
fear of persecuting himself.
He hasn't testified at all, has he?
Yeah.
But
I think that the death penalty. If you go up and stab somebody, if I come up and go and stab one of you two and kill you, a life for a life. And whilst he's taken a life, and he should be punished for it, he's acted in the wrong way. I think in my opinion, I think that's a bit extreme. I think.
So are you, Martin? I think I understand what you're saying. Are you saying it's gross negligence as opposed to premeditated murder? Is that what you're? Is that what you're saying?
In my sense, he's not gone there to murder Floyd. He's not gone there to intentionally murder him. He's acted in a manner that he felt was the right thing at the time, and he's gone too far with it. But he's not gone there and intentionally. This is what I'm saying. Here in the UK, murder and manslaughter, my eyes, he should be done for manslaughter, not murder. But that's because that's what I feel like the laws are over here. But because he's been done for 2nd degree and 3rd degree murder over there, hasn't he?
The difference?
Yeah.
So this is it. This is what's confusing me. He's been done for manslaughter, 2nd degree and 3rd degree murder. So the only thing is for the quad is 1st degree murder. But I just think from my understanding of I say understanding of law. I've got no understanding of law, but from what I think it's manslaughter over here.
He's been charged 2nd degree unintentional murder, 3rd degree murder. Oh, advert. And 2nd degree manslaughter. But I see there's like a contradiction there, isn't there?
Yeah, one saying murder, one saying he's done it intentionally, one saying he hasn't done it intentionally.
Yeah.
It's just confusing. If it's murder or manslaughter, he's either intentionally gone to kill him or he's accidentally killed him.
Yeah.
This is where it needs clearing up to be a little bit more to understand. But we don't. But then American law.
When they had the charges, that's where I was like, if they try to go with murder and it's proved it's manslaughter, that's where the case could probably fall down.
Yeah,
that's how in our thinking here in the UK, the UK law, that's what you'd think, because there's been plenty of cases where the prosecution have tried to go for murder and they haven't proved it was murder. It was manslaughter, but
he's got to walk away.
They end up getting away with it because it wasn't murder.
I just think it's one of those. They are, in a way, throwing everything they possibly can, every single charge, because it's so high profile. And look at what happened off of it. You know what I mean? So they have to make.
Do you think they're worried about the repercussions if he gets let off with it?
Massively.
I was going to say that. I said, do you think? I was not even going to say, do you think he had a fair trial? But did he have a chance of getting off that because
no, not at all. I think if he got off of that,
it'd have blown up, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Even if you're one of the jury, how would you feel as surely as the jury, you're forced. Hang on, it gives them the choice here in England. The person can be charged with murder but gets done for manslaughter. I don't know. But if you're a jury member and you're one that's going around saying, "Well, I found him not guilty."
Well, the jury have been protected, haven't they? Nobody knows who they are. They've
been protected. I was going to say because
it's been complete secrecy.
You'd be panicking, wouldn't you? Like to make that decision because it's such a high-profile case.
Yeah,
exactly. I think that's why there's so many charges. They're not leaving any possibility of, he should have been done for this or this should have been chatted. Like, there's
but Biden's even rang the family, hasn't he? Floyd's family up. He's been in contact with them.
Yeah,
and so this is how big a case it is. And then,
do you think he has a chance in prison?
Well, he's on 23-hour isolation and watch.
Do you know what though? 23 hours of isolation with 1 hour being allowed out. I think I'd rather have the chair.
Yeah,
mate. I even think even with 23 hours protected,
he's going to go insane.
Look how people have been in this country for 4-5 months of lockdown, and they have a whole house or a flat. This is a 12 by 12 cage that you're stuck in.
But will he have an Xbox?
Probably not.
I think he's more.
I quite like that.
He's going to be going to that wank bank.
He is the wank bank, mate. Are you okay with this sort of discussion, Fez? Because I know there's like a watershed.
What with
look, just because he's drinking Bud Light,
it's not actually. It's empty bottles of Bud filled with lemonade.
I've actually just got water in it. So,
well, speaking of people that like to knock 10 barrels of shit out of people, what do we think of Ryan Giggs being charged with assault?
Thanks for
that. He's an idiot.
Martin, you can answer that one, Martin. That's fine. You can have it over Sunday dinner. That's a Sunday dinner kind of chat.
I think I'm banning my mum from watching these.
I think if he's been charged, did that happen today?
Yeah, it came out about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, a couple of hours ago.
Is anybody else just looking at that comment going, I want to explain it to Martin's mum?
What it is, Liz.
Oh, here we go.
Load the presentation up. Hang on, I'll load the PowerPoint.
Martin, why don't you explain it to your mum what it is?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
The thing is, me and my mum have quite an open relationship. It's like, yes, mum. It's basically where we have an image in our head and we put it in the wank bank. So later on down the line, we can knock one out thinking about it.
He did it as well.
Oh, I can't believe you said that.
To be fair,
I can't believe he's gone there.
I've got a good open relationship with mum. This conversation of sex isn't embarrassing for us. So.
Oh, she knows.
Huh?
She knows.
Yeah. Conversations my mum has in front of me to wind me up is annoying. Cheers, mum.
Yeah, so that's the end of his management career, I think, isn't it?
Really? Yeah, he's gone from Wales. There's no way he's going back.
And that, that Wales opportunity was his step. If he did well there, into a management role, I can't see him.
He's got nothing left now. There's nothing he can't go into anything now with that.
Do you say that? Do you not think surely at some point down the line someone's going to take him on, or is that it? Will that him?
Maybe Fulham.
Maybe Fulham, mate. He won't step down that low. Bloody hell.
He doesn't dress as well as Scotty Parker.
Nah, we wouldn't take him. He's not well dressed. So.
Do you not? I mean,
I don't think he will. I don't think he can.
He could do. I don't know. Give it 5-10 years after, maybe people come back into football. Yeah, but you look at Ched Evans.
Yeah, but Ched Evans. Yeah, I get. But as a relevant footballer who was away for 4 years, a manager who's never really been a manager, out of the game for 10, 15 years, I can't see a Premier League side giving him an opportunity.
Yeah, but yeah, true. They wouldn't risk it.
Coaching.
That might be if you picked up an under-21s job or a academy job or something like that and started that way. Maybe that's where that's his opportunity.
Rangers, Celtic. Yeah, what about
That's
them?
where they all go. Oh, no.
We need to get Liz on. We need to get her on.
I'm going to message her and just tell her to stop.
And the comments are good. I like it.
No, I don't.
I'm only here for the comments.
All right, next one. We'll get all our parents on, shall we?
Good luck finding mine.
And join us next week for
for the revealing of Marco's parents.
Dramatic music.
Yeah.
Now I'm back on the Giggsy thing. I think frontlines like spotlight jobs, nah, not at all. It will be lower academy jobs, if anything. But that's if anything, because he'll probably get a job because of his name. That's that. But in terms of actually being in front of the camera again or anything to do with that sort of stuff, nah.
I'm just trying to.
He used to make some money from that. His £40 million divorce that he had.
Well, I was just looking to see because obviously Steven Gerrard, but his got dropped, didn't it, in 2009?
What was that?
Say? Steven Gerrard, the court drops assault charge against Gerrard.
Was that where he had that fight in the bar?
Something like yeah.
Yeah, I think fighting in a bar is different to beating up a woman.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just referring to as a court case, assault charges.
Was he fighting in the bar?
Yeah, some guy, wasn't it? It was like a local guy.
So
Gerrard giving it big licks, and basically this guy came and he was like, "Gerrard, show us your Premier League medal." And
then Gerrard slipped over and punched him.
Yeah, typical.
So, but yeah, it's. I don't know. Look, football's a funny world, isn't it? And I reckon I don't know. I don't know really. My person, who knows? I hate the guy anyway.
Yeah. Speaking of people that hate people, about Putin attacking Russia.
Attacking Russia, Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah. Same thing. He's attacking Russia as well, isn't he? Really?
Isn't he just mobilising troops?
Yeah, he's just dropped the troops back, and they were on the border, but they're gone now.
Have you seen what they've done though? They've pulled all these troops back, but they've left little elements dotted around just to show like a show of force to go.
Of course, they have.
If you want to go, we'll go. Like
it was his State of the Union address like 2 days ago, wasn't it? And he basically threatened the West. And said, what did he say? He basically warned of dire consequences. Yeah, don't cross the red lines that we set, and warned of dire consequences.
Which these red lines do extend each year.
Yeah.
It's getting pushed further and further back in. So,
mate, I think he just needs a cuddle.
he needs a trip to that special bank.
Yeah, my mum will take him.
But no, I
can call him Dad.
Actually, we got a picture of Putin, Martin.
It's like 2021. It's like, why are we still worrying about grabbing land? Like,
what's the point?
Well, obviously, we're saying about with China and Taiwan. Right.
Well, this is it, isn't it? This is why they're talking about World War III. It's because it's on two fronts. So you've got Russia, Ukraine that can blow up, and then you've got the South China Sea and Taiwan, with China threatening to invade Taiwan.
Right. Just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, just relax.
Right. Great, China. We want Taiwan. What's the issue? Why do they want more land? Why? I don't know. Idiots.
Well, that's the Taiwan issue stems from the Civil War, though, doesn't it? So you had when China was a republic back in 1912 to 36. Then you had the Civil War where the Communist Party and the Republicans, the Communist Party, so they started fighting. Then World War II started. Then the end of World War II. Well, during World War II, Japan took over Taiwan. Taiwan was then recaptured by the Allies in 46, 44. Then they restarted the civil war. But what happened is the communists won, and the Republicans moved to Taiwan. So essentially, you had the Republicans, the people that lost the civil war went to Taiwan, and that's the Republic of China. And then you got the mainland China, which is the communists. So they've been fighting this civil war since the 30s.
They've got like an agreement. They've had an agreement, haven't they, where they're one China, but they're happy just to be separate, but still, it's some sort of like almost like a gentleman's agreement type thing, isn't it?
One nation, two states, I think it is.
Yeah,
something like that.
But it's just.
But they're doing it's the same with Hong Kong, isn't it? Because the Hong Kong agreement was that one nation, two states. So Hong Kong would rule itself democratically, and then they're now trying to assert their own force over.
But the problem is we're all getting involved, and it's just going to cause
that's the worst thing.
Yeah, and this is it. It's over a bit of land that bye mum. It could affect the whole of the world, and it's just we've just got past Brexit, and we got COVID. Let's have a break for a bit, guys. Come on.
It's getting straight into World War III. It's the whole Russia thing. Do you see with the Russian and the Ukraine thing? Zelensky offered Putin, come and meet me in my neck of the woods. Come and meet us. And he's like, no, we're the dominant one. We'll set the rules, because that's what it's all about for him.
But didn't they want to break up? They wanted to break up Ukraine, didn't they? And call it something like Norris Goat. I don't know. Norris Love.
Too much Coronation Street, pal.
Say again.
Yeah.
Too much Coronation Street.
It's a name country when I support. I don't blame them with the
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
But that's the thing. That's what World War III would kick off, because then, like they've proven, they'll get involved. That's it, and then it's a gun dance, and that's that.
Well, Biden's already phoned Putin, hasn't he? They've already had a conversation, so America already are alerted by it. So it could all kick off. You don't know.
It just take the smallest incursion, a crossfire or somebody misfiring, and then boom, the match is lit, isn't it? And then everyone's fighting again.
Exactly.
But you see how quick they managed to move all their troops straight to the borders as well.
14,000 or something.
So yes, was it 14,000 maybe?
True. With that comment though, just imagine though, if obviously they wouldn't, because the Canadians are allies. But what if the Canadians are allies with Russia, and then Russia moved a load of troops to the Canadian border? The US would be going crazy, wouldn't they?
Oh, 100%.
What about you, Ferris? What's your opinion on this?
Well, I just think that it's just a lot of tension between the two countries, but it's just annoying because they're fighting over a tiny piece of land. Really, what's the point of all this? It's just going to cause so much tension, like it is with America and Russia. What we don't need, because them two have always been at it, really. And we just, if like you've said, if one thing goes wrong, one misfire, one thing, it can cause mayhem. Because obviously we're gonna back America, and then you've got other countries to back Russia, and it'll just cause a massive. We don't need it. Just don't need it.
I mean, my life's pretty good at the minute. I've got my place in LA. I know I'm going pretty well. Like, the one thing I don't need is conscription to the army.
I was about to start singing then. The lights have dimmed.
You'd be back up straight away, though, wouldn't you, Tilly?
Hey?
You'd be back up straight away, wouldn't you? Because obviously being an ex-military, you'd be back up, I think.
4 more years, yeah.
Who do you think will be the first country to push it? Who do you think
Dad's army?
Who do you think is the first country that will push? Who do you think would be the first person to push the red button for a nuke? Who do you think?
China.
Thankfully,
China.
It's got to be Korea, isn't it?
Canada will fold. Yeah.
Somebody look at the Canadians. It's true. Like the French during the war.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
What was the question?
Thank God for Brexit.
Who would be the first person to push the big red button?
I said China. China, definitely.
Yeah, I think China too.
Yeah, I think Russia. I still think Russia.
I think
I don't want to play it out and go, "Told you so," because you'll be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, that's a scenario I don't want to see the conclusion to.
It'd be like one day, what's that big bright light? It's getting fucking close. Done. Let me just text Marco and the lads. Told you. I'm going out one up.
As you're shriveling in the nuclear waste.
Got it on or speed text, ready.
Told you so, LOL.
Pushing people away. Don't give me a cuddle, your last breath. I don't want it. I didn't get my phone.
Yeah.
Fuck you, 1-0.
No, it's hard, isn't it? People say, "Oh, why can't they just be peace?" But they've been this fight forever, haven't they? Just look at the wars all over the place. It's just people constantly fighting with each other.
As much as we'd like it to be that happy ending and all that stuff, it's never going to happen.
If we had a world war,
agree. It's too much money in war. Too much money.
Yeah. But World War III kicks off. Let's say it kicks off. Can you actually perceive? Could you actually imagine how the war would actually be? Can you fathom what would actually?
Yeah, well, look at all these experts on COD.
Yeah, well, we're all sat there whinging about getting into the lobby.
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier because if you look at since the World Wars where it was fought over a lot of countries, the world, most battles have been confined to regional areas now, haven't they? So, like, you look at most, the wars in the Middle East, the proxy wars, because it's a lot of them are Russian backed versus the American backed. They're fighting, but just through different people.
Yeah,
So I could see a war kicking off in Ukraine. I could see a war kicking off in Taiwan, but then is it contained there? Like the Korean War, right? The Korean War kicked off when you had the Chinese, you had the Koreans versus the Americans, the Canadians, the French, and the South Koreans, but it was stuck on the Korean Peninsula. Could that happen again? Probably, I could see that. But does it escalate? Does it
then come over here? And does it
escalate to that? But
yeah.
Do we see? But it's not so much. Do we see boots on the ground over here? Because I doubt that. But could I see missiles being dropped on Coventry again? Yeah.
That's the thing. Like the war, like we say, the war. If it was to kick off and all that, it's one of those. Won't see it coming at all. It's just going to go nuts, and we don't want to be. Like Martin was saying, can you fathom?
World War II started, wasn't it? It was the killing of Franz Ferdinand, and boom, that was it, gone.
Yeah, exactly. It's just stupid. It's just
I think takes Putin to pop over to Ukraine and then give him a fucking bullet, and then boom.
That's it. All starts off.
I think it'll be, to Marco's point, I think it'll be contained. I think they'll only go that far, and it'll be proving a point to that lot, to what they're trying to do over there. It won't come over this way. Like,
could you imagine just sitting here chatting all of a sudden, and like fucking all of a sudden England's getting bombed to fuck? What would you fucking do?
If my
finish the podcast,
I'll be fucking annoyed.
Got to finish the podcast first, though.
Yeah. James has got 6 more bottles of Bud to get through. Hold up, guys.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, give it an hour, and I'll think about it. But
I'll fight you all. Give me roll-up jumper.
Alcohol-free Buds.
Down a couple, and
it makes it. I don't know who this is actually, but it makes a point. They do outnumber us missiles wise. The arsenal's huge, isn't it? The Chinese and the Russians compared to. Do you remember a couple of years ago when Labour were like, "Yeah, we just need to get rid of the nukes. We don't need them." No.
Mate, we're nothing, and in the grand context of it, we're nothing but a blip to them. That's it.
Oh yeah,
like it's nothing. We've got a great leader leading the country. I'm sure he won't say anything to upset anyone. So,
buzzer.
All my confidence in Boris.
But it speaks to the point though. Is when they're talking about cutting military numbers now in the UK, again, they're about cutting the army. Is it the army size or the military size? They're dropping it down by another 10,000. When you've got countries like Russia, China, America increasing their military spend, we're cutting down to the lowest size it's been since before the First World War.
I can remember years ago there was chat about. I don't think they'd ever do it because of the history and everything behind each branch of the military. But they were talking about just doing like one military, combining everybody in because
what a load of rubbish.
Exactly. What? And then they drop the numbers. Then what happens when they make all these redundancies, all these layoffs? There's a massive gap in all the training, all the people coming through. There's a massive gap. So then they try and get people back in.
Yeah.
So you've just paid somebody to leave, and then you go, "Ah, shit, can you come back in? Like, we haven't got enough people." And they're going, "Well, yeah, but I've just spent all my money you gave me." So then it happens again. They rejoin. And now look, another 10,000, I think it is. Cut the military by 10,000.
Yeah.
What were you in?
At the Air Force.
You were
Can you not tell? I can count. What? 1, 2, 3.
My dad was,
Somebody
he
count?
was Army. So
makes a point there though. The Russia and China infantry numbers outnumber us 10 to 1. That's like, again, talking of the Korean War. If you ever read stories on the Korean War, where there's British stories where they took these hills on the border towards China, and there would be like 3,000 English, like a garrison of 3,000 English soldiers trying to hold this hill, but there'd be like 60,000 Chinese just running at them, and they just ran out of bullets, and that's how they ended up losing.
It's what they're bred for. It's what they're bred for.
Yeah,
Simple.
but they also didn't. Everybody didn't have a gun, so they gave the guns to the rows in front. When they fell, they would pick up their guns.
Mate,
and that's why I'm never joining the army.
Yeah, correct.
That and the fact that I'm fat, but
listen, if World War III does kick off, you're gonna have to join the army. You have to get in the kitchens and get that cookie dough going.
Or you could just use me as a shield.
Bullet sponge.
I've got you covered, guys. I'll take it. One for the team.
Yeah, but trying to carry her once you limp, not easy.
Nah, just leave him.
There was so many jokes there. Yeah. Yeah.
Boys, football. What a week it's been for football.
Should we say bye to Ferris now?
Oh, we're talking about
this is it. Yeah, we're talking about the big boys.
This was his opportunity.
Pull up your big boy pants.
There he is.
What a week it's been for football. Sunday night, wasn't it? The bomb just went. Yeah. Speaking of dropping nukes.
Thing is, it didn't last long.
Gary Neville?
Gary Neville was class when he came
Did you hear him when he was commentating in the game? He was just like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, he was proper angered.
I'm not surprised. It's good, especially with United as well. Of course, he's going to be really pissed off with them.
Well, to be fair, it was nice to see him sitting there and kind of say, as a United fan, as a United player, and that, what a bunch of arseholes. He was literally like, because I'm embarrassed by it. And it was nice to see that straight away off the cuff.
That sort of set the precedence as well, because everyone then started going, well, we'll speak up. We all feel that.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, what a fucking stupid idea. Stupid. They reckon that was the only way. Oh, no. It was the best thing to do because of the pandemic. To break away and run the Champions League.
It's just money.
All money.
Of course it is.
I don't know if I've missed the point or I've not read on it, but weren't they wanting to run it alongside the Champions League, the Premier League, and the Cups?
But alongside it, as in that would still continue, but the big boys wouldn't be in it.
They wouldn't be allowed.
So they wanted to completely come out of everything.
They'd be banned from playing in that.
Well, this is it. They would be banned from it. But this is what I'm saying is, was their plan to come out to pull away?
Yeah, the statement said they would continue in the Premier Leagues and their local leagues, but this would replace the Champions League.
Right. Okay. Because I was sitting there thinking, was thinking about it, and I was like, well, if they were planning to do it along with everything else, it's actually not a bad thing. If they were going to do it as well as the Champions League and the cups and stuff, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, just another tournament.
Say again?
Just another tournament.
Just, yeah. You know, if they went, we're going to play this every Tuesday night.
You'll get quite boring, I think, with the same, 10, 12 teams playing each other. I just think
that I agree. But for them, it's...
Lovely gas, Marco. And Daryl sold it to me, Anthony.
But if they, as those six, well, let's focus, you know, 6 Prem teams, if they were sitting there and going, right, we're going to play the Prem, you know, FA Cup, Carling Cup and the Champions League and this as well, as a business sense, it makes absolute sense.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And more money. And from a fan side of things, the fans get an extra tournament to watch their club play bigger teams. And that's, I think, because one of the problems what they were saying is we don't play big teams all the time. You know, we have to go travel to bloody Craven Cottage to play that Mickey Mouse club.
What a ground! What a ground!
When we're Fulham ever in the Champions League?
Well, Prem and stuff, but yeah,
just about.
But if they were going to pull out, you know, if they're going to pull out
one thing that struck, I did a video on this, but one thing that really, I think that really everyone's really missing the point is that people are talking about the greedy club owners. Like, let's take a step back, right? Why are these club owners saying we need more money? They say they need more money because footballers and agents have been destroying the game for
100%.
so long, demanding hundreds of thousands of pounds a week from these clubs. And people are saying we need the players to come out. The players are the problem.
Yeah,
so much money, aren't they?
The players are the problem. The players and the agents are the biggest problem with football and the finances of football. So to say we want the footballers to come out and have some moral barometer over what's right and wrong within football, but mate, come on, do me a favour. The reason why these So I was going to say the reason why these owners are saying we need more money is because the amounts of cash that these footballers.
Yeah.
Mino Raiola 2 weeks ago was talking about how he wants to make Erling Haaland the first £1 million a week footballer.
Yeah,
come
crazy
on.
Money. But then on the flip side, you've got UEFA and FIFA and all that lot coming out going like it's all about money, and it's like, well, aren't you guys the pot calling the kettle black here?
Yeah,
isn't it?
That's the point. That's the point.
The whole
corrupt. UEFA are corrupt.
Everybody's it's all money related. The whole thing, and I take my hat off to Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund because the way they're set up is it's not all about like I think their fans hold shares in.
Yeah, they own 51%. But that's not. Again, this bugged me as well. Do you think if that ownership wasn't set up from a long time ago, that Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and PSG wouldn't have been in that 12? They would have been. Yeah. They'd have been there as well, but they can't be because they're fan owned.
So maybe that should happen here.
But you can't. How do you say? So how do the government come into indulgence delivered and say, right, Martin, we've got to give 51% to your customers? It's not going to happen. They can't do it.
No, true. Well,
it's private enterprise. Government cannot get involved with private enterprise. Then you're getting into communist state, aren't you? You go in. That's what the Chinese do. That's what the Russians do. They got all those oligarchs. They went, oh, you see all those companies that you had? Yeah, we'll have them. So you can't. So what I saw, do you know Andy Burnham and the mayor of Liverpool? They were talking the other day. Their proposal is to say we're not going to take 51%. We can't legislate to take 51% of the business away from you. But what we can do is to legislate that if there's a big decision like we're going to move Man United to New York, or we're going to change the colour of your kit like Cardiff did, or we're going to change the name, or we're going to take you out of this competition, that you have to get a 51% majority from your season ticket holders. That's what they're trying to legislate at the moment. So I do
think fans need more power. I do think we need to have input in a sense, because the sport. Let's be honest, football is distancing itself away from fans.
Football went a long time ago from the game.
It's only getting worse.
It's a working class game, is it?
Never, no.
Well, when it got taken over by Sky, and you had to start paying for.
Well, the American owners and stuff like that coming into the Premier League, that's where it's gone. You've got they don't really care about the club. They just think, how can we make the most profit?
Middle Eastern guy, it's everyone, anyone with money.
But that's because they see it as a business.
That's what I mean. But even Fulham's owners, they don't really care about the club. They've got other businesses. They're thinking, right, they've got a wrestling company, they've got an American football team there, and they think, how can we make the most money out of this club? That's all they see.
Can you look at that and can you sit there and say, I'm not happy with you? Like, as a Liverpool fan, I can't sit there and say to John Henry and be like, I'm pissed off with you because you're running our club as a business and you're trying to make as much money as you can, because that is the main principle of running a business.
As a fan, I can.
But this is it depends on which side of the fence you're looking at. If you're looking at it from a business perspective, they're doing what's right to try and make as much money as they can, which is what anybody's in business for. I run a business to try and make lots of money, and I'm going to upset. I've got customers, of course, and I want to make them happy. But at the end of the day, I've got to make money for myself, and it's that fine line. And we're all looking at it from a fan's perspective. But like we've said, it's not a fan sport anymore. It's getting worse and worse and worse.
But when they drop that bomb of we're going to make this breakaway league, these teams are going to be in it. As a fan of one of those clubs, which we all are, -1.
Wow.
But that affects you as a fan. So forget about the business, and it comes back to.
But it affected me as well. Seeing them clubs go, you're thinking, what is going on with the game? What is going on with the game?
So it's beyond business. It then becomes you take it personally. You do take it personally. It's the sport that we all take personally. We get upset, we get angry.
As a fan, play devil's advocate, what would we have lost if they got what they wanted?
Okay,
and that was the Premier League and our domestic cups and trophy and leagues to stay.
Yeah,
they just no offense to Ferris here, but we're followers of one of the big six. We're going to get the Champions League removed, and we're going to get this football tournament league every year playing the same.
It's the history. It's the history behind it. It's the build up to it. It's the Champions League. We all want to win the Champions League. That's what it's always been about.
Oh, but then we could all want to win the ESL.
Yeah, but let me tell you what happens to the Premier League, though. So, prime example, United played Burnley the other week, right? Who cares about watching United Burnley? And I'm a United fan, and I switch in and on and off of it, right? But let's say United are playing Burnley, and on Wednesday night they're playing Real Madrid in the Super League, right? They don't need to qualify and win the Premier League. So do they play their best players against Burnley, or do you see all the kids, all the young people? Is one matter captain in the team who hasn't got a game all season, so that they can play all their best team in the Super League? That's what would happen, because
that's the same as the Champions League, though, isn't it?
No, it's not, because your relationship with the Champions League is intrinsically linked to the Premier League.
Yeah, okay, fair point on that side of things. But hang on, my phone's vibrating under my. Can you just mute me a minute? I've got my staff calling me.
It's not his phone.
It's because they've heard you saying about you making money for your business.
Yeah, they're like, we want a pay rise. Hold on 2 seconds.
But with the Super League as well, it was more the fact that players wouldn't be able to play internationally as well.
Do you think they could have got away with that, though? Like, I don't think that would have flied. With like, they'd have been caught up in court with. Look at it this way, right? Because they were talking about they're being banned from the Euros, right? These players didn't decide to join this league. It was the owners, and the managers didn't even know, right? So how could they then kick out Bruno Fernandes, for example, from Portugal, or Ronaldo from Portugal, because of what their owners had? It wouldn't have worked. I don't think they got away with it.
I also think that if the Super League went ahead and it went to court, that if FIFA and UEFA got a bit of the money, they would have gone, okay, do it. I personally think they would.
I think
all about money as well.
Boils down to money, and people have kicked off because they're not getting a chunk of the pie.
Yeah.
And don't take my figures verbatim, but from my understanding, every club that went into the ESL was going to get a £400 million cash injection before they kicked to football, and then they were meant to earn £250 million.
A year, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's more than the Prem and Champions League and stuff, isn't it?
So if you win the Champions League, you get 110 million. For being in the Premier League, you get 100.
Yeah. So you're going to earn guaranteed. So let's be honest here. It makes fucking sense. You can't argue with it. It makes pure sense for them to do
the
that.
business side, like you said, from the business side,
Yeah. But then as a fan, it's a tough one because, all right, like you say, it's not intrinsically connected to the Premier League, but the Premier League would have still gone, and let's take away the threats of kicking us out and stuff. Their idea was it would stay the Prem. It does become it does become a difficult one because what happens, what ifs, are they then not going to focus on the Prem and the quality in that? But if they did focus on the quality of the Prem still and do what they do now and try and finish as high in the Prem and as high as in the ESL, it would be good for fans.
Do you remember, let's rewind, obviously not for you, Ferris, because you weren't born, but like 25 years ago, right? The prestige of winning the FA Cup, right, was amazing.
Massive.
What is it now? Well, we've won the FA Cup. Wow, big deal. That's what the Premier League had become, in my view.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't there a lot of stink when the Prem started?
Yeah, but it was the same thing, though, wasn't it? The Prem. Do you know? Like I was saying this the other day. Do you know who the first team to play in Europe was? The first English team to play in Europe.
Forest.
Fulham.
No, it was United. They played in 55. They played. They didn't win the league that year. Do you know who won the league? Anyone?
Someone like Palace or Birmingham.
No, Chelsea won the league. But it was the inaugural season of the European Cup. The FA said, we don't want you to play. We don't want English teams to play in the European Cup because it would ruin the prestige of the English Premier League by English clubs going to play in Europe. So Chelsea declined the invitation to go and play. United accepted it. So, but that turned out all right.
Your fault. It's United's fault to ruin it all. The ESL started by United. I'm putting that on Facebook.
Basically, those six. What I'm getting at, those 6 European trophies that Liverpool have are all down to United.
No, shut up.
So give them that.
so I'm really struggling with the ESL situation personally. I'm against it and I'm for it. I'm kind of a bit.
What are you against it on then?
On the basis of the
fact like anything to me.
No. I mean, no.
He's against it because it's popular to be against it.
No. I'm trying to think about how to word what I'm saying. I'm against it because of the negative effects it would have had on the Premier League and the fact that we were going to get the accusations of we were going to get kicked out, players were going to get removed from their national teams. That side of thing, I couldn't sit there and support Liverpool's decision if it meant the players were going to get removed from their national teams because they've done fuck all wrong. Yeah. They are suffering the consequences of their boss. And look at what happened at Tottenham already with Jose. He's made a stand and he's been sacked from his club.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jose pushed that story to the press.
Well, yeah.
Jose got sacked because his football is turd.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so I'm against it on the ramifications of what could have happened with the ESL and what was being threatened. But apart from that, I don't actually think it's that. Now I've had time to digest it a little bit. I didn't think it was that bad an idea. All
right, so let's take away the Liverpool and United fans. What about you, James? What was your views on it?
Initial thought with everything negative. I just thought, as a fan, obviously as a business person, you're thinking, how much money are they getting? Yeah, go for it. But as a fan of just in general football, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. The way that the owners were the only ones who kind of knew about it. They didn't inform the players, didn't inform the manager, didn't have any discussions. Then they just accepted it. And then to go and, just leave the Premier League, not really bothered, especially when it came out that they would not be playing in the Premier League. And the owners, until the fans came out, they were still kind of in that kind of situation of, we still do it. That didn't sit right with me. And it's only it took Chelsea fans coming out on the streets and stuff like that for them to start actually go, hang on a minute, we've actually got to do something here. So for me, I'm against it personally. With all the stuff that's gone with it. So for example, the not playing in the Premier League, the Euros, the stuff like that. I just think no. The ball got it.
That's him. He's written that himself.
No, that's someone else.
But yeah, I'm completely against this.
But Jay, do you go and watch Fulham?
When I can, yes. Yeah.
So what games do you look forward to? Fixture list comes out.
Well, when we're in the Championship next year, it would probably be something like, it'd be the local derbies.
Yeah.
I look for straight away.
Let's talk about Prem at the moment.
Okay, so it would be Chelsea. We'll go with it would be probably Liverpool, Man United.
So it's the big club.
It's the big clubs.
The top six.
Yes, I would.
So this is one of the points that the top six are making is they want to play bigger teams more often, and you're looking out for the you're sitting there saying we want the big six. The big six are only looking forward to play. Like as a Liverpool fan, going to games and I do go a lot. I don't go to league games very much because they're like rocking or shit to get hold of, but I go to lots of cup games. Have tickets to every home game for all the cups, and over the time of going, I've got to the stage now where I'd rather spend my money on a game that's a decent game to watch. If they come and say it's Liverpool Middlesbrough, I haven't got the energy to go and watch that. But when it's Barcelona, I'll go to that.
You say that, but the games are still competitive. They're saying the Big Six saying it's boring games. Like we said, this season Fulham have beat Liverpool. It's not like we're not competing. I could understand if it was you're battering the top six are battering teams every single week, and it's boring to watch. Oh, here we go, another guaranteed win for the Liverpool, Man United.
Look at West Ham.
Exactly.
But
we can't take this season. This season's a complete anomaly. We've got the most away wins. We've got the most away wins in any season this season.
They said that when Leicester won it. You can't take this season into account.
I never said that season was an anomaly. I thought Leicester did really well.
But that was the narrative, wasn't it? The narrative was, this will never happen again. Leicester winning the.
Yeah. But it's just with no fans being there. Like I said, we've got the most away wins. That's not a coincidence, But
who's got the most away wins? Liverpool.
No. In the Premier League this year, there's been the most. It's the most away wins ever in a season because there's no fans. So actually, your home and away fixtures don't really make much of a difference at the moment, do they? Fans play for certain clubs. Fans play a massive part. Not Man City because there's no one ever there.
Definitely Liverpool. You guys have definitely fallen foul on that. Yeah.
Oh, massively. I've been to some games where the atmosphere is just Dortmund. We're in the cup and we're pulling that ball into the back of net off Lovren's head.
Well, this is why City are still winning the league because they're used to playing in front of no fans.
Exactly. Absolutely. But saying that, you've already referred to it. We're going back to the games they are competitive. Completely agree. Leeds, Liverpool, Monday, and the first game of the season, competitive. They are competitive, and you never know. But how enjoyable was the Burnley game, Marco, on Sunday? And would you pay to travel to Old Trafford if you were living down here in Grantham? Would you drive up to Old Trafford, pay loads of money and stuff to go and watch that?
Night away from the missus.
Just all of a sudden,
right.
But would you pay that money?
No.
This is fair.
Do you know what? It depends, right? Because, and I hate harping back to the Fergie days, right? But the football was entertaining. It was good to watch. So no matter who you played, you know that it was going to be a game. Look, his last game is the prime example, 5-5 against West Brom. Every game was entertaining. Since Fergie, Jose, dull.
I've said that to United fans all the time. Why would you go and pay to watch Jose?
Boys, dull, and what's his name? Ole is doing this. He's playing with two defensive midfielders. We played against Burnley the other day at home, and he played with two holding midfielders. They didn't have a kick in our half, and he's still playing with two holding midfielders.
Yeah, it's stupid that.
But this is my point. Is, you know, and maybe I've got a perception as a fan. Maybe my perception's wrong. Maybe I'm not a full-blooded, you know, because I don't want to go and watch Liverpool play Burnley and watch a boring game. I want to go and spend my money to watch Liverpool play Barcelona, and we're 3-0 down and we go and win 4-0. And the atmosphere, I want that sort of game.
You win 4-0.
Yeah, we were 3-0 down in the first leg and then 1-4 in the second.
To be a bit clearer than that.
I thought we would all understand
this. Numbers out there, mate.
Yeah, but so
that's like a Michael Owen commentary gaff, isn't it?
Oh,
don't
Michael
ever
Owen.
compare me to that prick. I'm faster than him.
I don't know.
But no, probably not. But this is where I look at the ESL, and that's why I sit there and I think, as a Liverpool fan, we're going to get to be playing some of these big teams regularly every season. It's actually not a bad thing for a fan to go and watch.
I get that. I get that because one of Fulham's best moments was against Juventus, a big club.
Yeah,
1-4-1. It's. I can see where you're coming from because playing big clubs, you want to be doing that. I understand that,
yeah.
But if you're doing it every single week, will that get boring?
But
Who knows?
Personally, I don't think
go shagging a supermodel every week.
Let me tell you this, right?
No comment.
Let me tell you this. I'm a huge NFL fan. Obviously, living over here, I absolutely love the NFL, right? I love it. They have the same teams every year, right? It isn't boring. Every game is entertaining because the league is competitive. Now, the way they structure it, so if you win the league, you get the last pick. So it's forced to be competitive in that idea. So I don't think by playing the same teams, it's dull. But the thing you take away is like what you just said there, Fez, is that Fulham played Juventus.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen. Fulham are never playing Juventus in the closed off Super League.
No.
And that's the issue with it.
Yeah, you're missing out on the big names, big teams, those big
Well,
nights.
even the FA Cup, you would say if a non-league team pulled out the hat Man United, how much of an experience that would be for them?
It's a payday as well. It's
exactly. They wouldn't get that experience because they wouldn't be allowed in the FA Cup if they went to that Super League.
I think the other side that we've got to look at as well is that all of a sudden those six teams also get a cash injection every year of so much money. They're going to be miles. There's going to be this massive divide between everybody else in the Premier League.
Oh yeah, your best players from Leicester are going to go to one of the big six. The best players at West Ham are going to go to the big six if you're going to play in the biggest competition.
The big six have two. Do the big six then go, well, we can actually have two teams. We can have a competitive Premier League team and a competitive ESL League team. Or do they have just one squad? There's so many variables to it. Could they turn it into a proper Champions League, as in the winner of league?
But that's how it should be. I've always said the clue's in the name, right? The Champions League should be the champions. I didn't mind it when it was I liked it when it was a Champions League, and then the runners-up could qualify. Like I'm cool with that. But when we've got four teams in England getting into the Champions League, 3 teams in Spain, sometimes 4 teams in Spain. Come on.
Yeah. Well, they're discussing more, aren't they?
Liverpool got into the Champions League in 2005, didn't win the league, but won the Champions League.
Look, everyone says the Champions League is the brilliant product, right? Europa League, everyone goes, yeah, it's shit. But if you made the Champions League for the champions, and then the rest of them teams, then you had the big teams in the Europa League. The Europa League would be miles better.
Yeah. I agree with that. I definitely agree that the Champions Leagues, because they're now wanting to change it, aren't they? The Champions League.
They're putting more teams in.
Yeah, is it 36 teams now?
So I think
the point Ryan's making there, though, is what he's saying is if the winners of each domestic league the following year they go into the ESL
league.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
That'd be good.
That would make sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. So then you're not affecting your domestic league because you still got to try and get that to get into the ESL. So there's absolutely, I completely agree. I think they fucked up.
Yeah, you could have a Super League where the champions of each league play in the Super League. You'd have to drop the Champions League. You call it the European Cup, and then you have the Europa League.
Yeah, you got number 1 go into ESL, 2 to 4 go into the Champions League.
Yeah.
6 to 8 or whatever it is. No, 5 to 8. Is it 5 to 8? Yeah, go into the Europa League or whatever it is.
Yeah,
your accountant loves you.
My accountant does not love me. It's bin bags of paperwork. Sort it out. But I think what they've done is if they hadn't have said that there was no relegation and it was just a closed elite, I think that's the hardest point to sell. I think that they've screwed up on that massively there.
It was like Fez said earlier. They just came out and said it. Done. No discussion, no talks about, no build up, no buying from anyone else. It was just, as the owners of the top 6, we're doing this.
We're doing this.
That's it. Done. Yeah, that was it. But the best thing to come out of that was the reactions. It was Gary Neville kicking off. It was all the fans going, no, you're not taking our club. Simple. That was the best thing to come out of it. 100%.
It's a tough one as well because, like you said, like I can only go on FSG for Liverpool and stuff and that. Well, to be fair, the other positive for United is the fact that like Woodward's gone. Well, going.
Is it a positive though? Is it honestly? Is it a positive?
Isn't he hated by most Man United fans?
But he's just a puppet. Like they're talking about the person who's already going to replace him is already in the club. So it's just going to be another puppet in charge.
Yeah.
It doesn't until the Glazers go. It will be no different. So come to Brazil. Would love to, Victor. Thank you.
See, as a Liverpool fan, I'm stuck now between a pillar and a post. From FSG have done Liverpool wonders, and they have. They came into a point into the club when we were pretty much on the brink of administration. They turned us around financially. I think we're now 5th in the richest clubs. I think, are you guys 4th? Man United are 4th. I think you've dropped out the top 3.
Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Man United,
and then Liverpool are 5th
by revenue. Like, how's that though? Like Barcelona, Real Madrid have had no revenue. Someone's fiddling. Have you been doing the accounts for Barcelona and Real Madrid, Martin?
It's still in the paper.
Just handing bin bags of paperwork. But so FSG have done us wonders. They have invested in our club, in our stadium, our club. So they've turned us around, and there is they've put us where we are. They've got us a world-class manager in Klopp. They have bought us world-class players. They have spent money. So we're in a really good position as a club, and they've come out and done something that's a bit fucking stupid from a fan's perspective. But from a business perspective, they're just trying to make it more Americanized, like the NFL.
Yeah, I hear that a lot though. But Florentino Perez is the main guy behind this. He's not American. Like
no. But he's going to have input from the Glazers and.
Do you know he's still saying it's happening?
Yeah.
Have you seen his interviews? He's like it's still going ahead.
Yeah, he's not the sharpest tool in the box, is he?
He'll take the bottom 6. All of them are in. Get in.
But then the peer pressure now is you're seeing Liverpool fans slating FSG going nothing to do with my club, and I'm a bit like I'm kind of stuck between the two.
When they're burning shirts and stuff.
I've got a phone call to take. 2 seconds.
It's FSG.
Stop talking about us.
Yeah, you won't wear that paperwork.
It all goes down to money, because Real Madrid and Barcelona, the only reason they're doing it is because they're massively in debt. Massively in debt. So that's the reason they're still agreeing with it.
It was said about
want to get out of debt.
All the money side of it. It's to do with all the money that would be paid for the TV licensing, all of that stuff, all the sponsorship. Nobody else gets a share, and that's what some of the other clubs have said about it. That nobody else gets a share of this. It's pure cash injection for the top teams already. That's it. And then they try blaming it on the pandemic, and we need to do something to gain it all back. Well, how about, like you said earlier, Marco, how about rather than paying your players 250 grand a week, when there's no fans allowed in, there's nothing. You drop that a little bit.
But as a player,
if you liked it, if you played for the football, which no one does anymore, but I know what you're going to say.
But that's what I mean. But they might enjoy the football, yeah. But if you're offered 200 grand at one club and 500 grand at the other club, you're going to take the 500 grand, aren't you?
Oscar for Chelsea.
Well, exactly. That's a prime example. He thought, well,
he went to China, didn't he? And they offered him mega bucks.
It's providing for his family as well. That's one of the reasons he went. He went, well, I need to provide for my family as well.
Provide for my family. Like, he's already earning 150 grand a week.
But this is the point. He
ain't eating out of the back of Tesco's.
No, but that's what I meant. But in Brazil,
did what he wanted for him. He's a good player, and he was playing for Chelsea at the time. Could have gone to many clubs, but he went to China for the payday.
But who runs these players now? Is it the players or is it the agents? Because the agents, a lot of these interviews, the agents are telling these players where they're going.
Yeah, it's like Pogba. His agent's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolute nightmare.
Who is his agent? It's not
Mino Raiola.
Yeah, because he was Sterling's as well.
He's the guy that is talking about Haaland being the first £1 million player.
Yeah, but the problem is what you're saying, Ady, technically is right. Like, they could reduce these player fees and wages and stuff, but unless every team in the world comes along and goes, we agree, and it's across the board. Yeah. If the Premier League come along and go, right, we're going to cap wages.
You don't need to do it. You don't need to do it in the world, just Europe, because that's where all the best teams play.
All right, then.
European teams went, we're going to cap their wages.
Everybody will fuck off to China.
Everyone won't. You'll get people like Oscar and Hulk. The odd player will go, but the majority won't.
Do you think?
Are you telling me, right? So, I don't know, let's say your hero, Henderson, is going to...
fucking mock Henderson.
Yeah. But actually, I'm going to talk myself out of my point I was going to make, because the average wage in the Premier League is 50 grand a week. That's the average wage. I'm not saying cap it at 60, 70 grand. I'm saying cap it 150 grand max or 200 grand max. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Erling Haaland.
What he's saying is, if someone could earn 150 grand a week in the Premier League, which is still the best league in the world, or they could go to China and earn 300 grand, where are they going to go? They're not going to get to China.
I think the players coming to the end of the career will.
Yeah, it becomes a retirement home.
It's a difficult one because you don't know, do we? We don't. We're hyper. We're who knows?
You do know, really, because really that's what happens now. Any player in the Premier League, a top player, could go to China and earn double the wages, but they don't.
True.
Yeah.
But it would have been interesting to see with this Super League what players would have stayed with the club
if they were banned from their international and yeah.
It would have been very interesting to see which ones were there actually to play football.
But do you know what? Someone made a point the other day, right? It was Jamie O'Hara, not the bastion of all knowledge, admittedly, but he made the point of like someone like Højbjerg, right, for Tottenham.
Yeah,
brilliant player, right? But he had a brilliant season. But he's saying, are you saying that if you were to say to Højbjerg, right, you can play against Norwich next week, and you can play for your international team and earn 70 grand a week, or you could play against Real Madrid and earn 150 grand a week, but you can't play for your country? What do you think they're going to do?
Well, play against Real
Madrid. Yeah. Does playing for your international country now still hold the same clout it did years ago?
I think so.
Do you think it still does?
You just have to look at players like that. You look at the interview with Jack Grealish when he talks about playing for England. He lights up,
doesn't he? He lights up. He's like a kid.
Yeah. But then what about Henderson, Rashford? Do you think it's the same for them?
I think Henderson, yeah, for sure.
Henderson, 100%. He's a committed player for Liverpool. And England.
A bad example. Yeah. So Sterling, do you think he's proper? Like, do you know what? I'm loving putting the England shirt on. It's everything to me. Like, do you think he gets excited like Grealish does?
No.
I don't know. I don't think it's as passionate as.
And I'm going to get into a bit of a racism debate here, slightly, but I think it's different for like black players, right? Who feel like Sterling will feel like the country hates him, right? Because he gets racially abused all the time. Why should he have a sense of pride playing for the country that he says abuses him?
Yeah, agree. Yeah, absolutely.
He gets a lot of stick, Raheem Sterling, as well in the media.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
Why?
Because he left Liverpool and he's doing really well at City. I'm not bitter.
Don't hold it at all.
But to be fair, I didn't like him as a footballer. I thought he was all right at Liverpool, but I don't think he's so much better at City.
Pep has done wonders.
Say again.
Pep's done
massively.
Wonders.
I remember watching Liverpool Newcastle, and I think Sterling gets the ball, edge of the area, cuts on his right, curls it top corner. Brilliant. Then he gets the ball played across the goal, and then misses an open goal pretty much. And it was just he just so inconsistent. I felt at Liverpool at times. He just wasn't. But then was he talking to his wife? You said that about having time away from me.
I'm just talking to the pool cleaner.
Can't call the wife that. But then since he's been at City, he's certainly come on leaps and bounds at City, massively. So I'm bitter for that, personally.
Was it Perez? Was it Perez that basically said that any of the clubs that have stepped out of it can get a fine of, was it 300 million or something they were on about?
Well, they have to pay the money that they've already got from the Super League, because they've already been given 200 million. They got each for just signing up for it. Yeah, so they've got to pay that back to them. Yeah, so as soon as they signed up, they said, "Look, it's 200 million."
I hope they all left that in a little side bank and didn't touch it.
So
get the bag in.
So, but let's. What do you think should happen now then? So they're pulled out. Do you think they should get punished?
Yeah,
I do.
As much as I didn't have a problem with it, and I openly say that I don't really have a problem with it. I've said this before. Like, if it went ahead, I'd watch it. I'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
If it didn't go ahead, I still watch everything else and enjoy. But I'm speaking to someone who would have been in it. I think if I wasn't a fan of it, I can understand the.
My opinions changed from when it first came out. I was like, "This is disgusting," but over the digest the information, I've kind of gone, actually, it's not the worst idea. But I do feel like they should be punished for the way they acted for it.
But it's a tough one, because if you punish them by deducting points, are you punishing the owners or are you punishing the fans who are basically the heart of the team, really?
Both, though, really, because by docking points and losing out on European revenue and points, because it's 2.5 million per point, isn't it? Per position in the Premier League you earn. So it hits the clubs financially. And you know what? Listening to the reaction of fans online, I don't think a lot of fans would have been that bothered if their teams were punished because of it.
I mean, you can't find these clubs. It's not really, go and find Man City, £50 million. It's like, okay, there you go, have some cash.
Ryan makes a good point. It's like who should be punished? The clubs when most associated knew nothing. Yeah. The owners, but how?
But this is it. Jurgen Klopp,
finding billionaires a couple of million quid.
It's nothing. It's
nothing. It's going to make no difference.
And, they're saying, "Oh, they've got to resign from their associations." Wow.
Yeah,
because they're not just going to run it behind the scenes anyway. So,
but when you've got Jose with what's gone on with him, Jurgen Klopp was like, "I want a face-to-face meeting," and they were worried he was going to get we were going to lose. How do you punish them? What can you do?
It's tough because you don't want to punish the fans or the team, because technically they've done nothing wrong. They didn't know.
Do they get a transfer ban? Yeah, transfer ban, or next season do you give them a points deduction to start with? They're on negative 10 points or something.
But again, as a manager, if you're looking in the transfer market, you've got a transfer, then you get hit with a transfer ban. Is it your fault It's not
No,
really,
exactly.
That's what I mean. So you're punishing the team again, really, with the transfer ban.
Anything you do punishes the team.
It's massive, isn't it?
Owners untouchable. It makes
Yes.
them untouchable because they've gone, all right, that didn't work. Well, what should we do next? Because you can walk away from that. Like, okay, yeah, the fans didn't want it.
Any punishment doesn't affect the owners.
You went
They're literally just sat there playing God.
You went to the and say, "Oh, we did it. We listened to the fans." Shut up.
Yeah, John Henry.
I hate when they came back.
John Henry does his I shared the video and I was like, it's a nice speech, but I think you made a great point. Does he really give a fuck? He's probably recorded it. He's probably sat there and gone, write me a script.
Yeah, and
here's my script.
After he's gone,
cue.
Was that
done?
Was that
Annabuza? Like that's it. He's like, oh, great, you've wasted fucking 10 minutes of my life. Done. Fuck it.
If they were sorry, they wouldn't have entered it in the first place. For me, so you're not sorry. You did.
I don't think they realised there'd be this much of a back because it's been on the talks for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it's been on the card, and it's still on the cards, and it'll be on the cards for the future going forwards.
Do you think you'd still be as against it as you are if Fulham were one of the 6? I know it's a hard question to answer. As
a lot to imagine, mate. Just think top 6. I mean,
how many beers you had? Because we can determine whether we can imagine it or not.
You know what he's just put in?
Lifting the trophy.
He's topping up that special bank. Look at him.
Thankfully, my mum's not watching.
No, it's tough. If the setup was you could still play in the Premier League, etc., I would probably be with it. I'll probably go with it. But if it was the way it's set up, that no Premier League, you wouldn't be in the other competitions, I'd be against it. I'd be hating the owners for even signing up for it. It is, but I can see why they would now. Before the podcast, I was like, I hate it. Why even would you even think of that? But as a business side, it makes sense, doesn't it? It does make sense. But
because that 3.6 billion that they're talking about that's what the Champions League generates a year. It's 3.6 billion. What these top teams are saying is they're saying, but us 20 teams, because it would have been 20 teams because there's 5 permanent members and 5 that earned it on merit, right, every year. All the revenue comes from us. So it's like, why are we giving Midtjylland the same amount of money as us for being in the group stage of the Champions League when the TV rights are there because of us? That's what they're saying, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But what's the new format for the Champions League? Aren't they meant to be making some sort of league and then
it's exactly the same? Two leagues. The top 6 qualify for the quarters, semi-final, and final. And then it's drawn at random each year which teams you play.
So sorry, say that again. Because the champion,
there's going to be 2 leagues.
Two leagues of
2
10.
leagues of 10. You'll
the
play
Champions League.
The Champions League, yeah. No. Of so 32 divided by 2, 16.
No, because aren't they increasing it to 36?
I thought they were.
Is it 36 now? Is it?
I think they were looking at doing that.
I thought that was what they'd agreed.
Okay, so basically,
2 leagues of 18.
There's two leagues, but you don't play every team in the league. It's drawn randomly, so you'll play like 6 or 7 teams each year, and then you'll play a different team. It's just weird. Like if you're going to do the leagues, let everyone play everyone.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm trying to understand. So all of a sudden, they're changing the whole format that fucking works, might I add?
Yeah.
To make it a mess.
I don't like that idea of drawing random teams each.
Yeah.
Each time.
If you're going to have a league, because who finishes top? Well done, Man City. You finished top because you've beaten 7 of the 18 teams in your league.
And then
how does that fucking work?
It makes no sense. That.
Like, whereas what they've got now is however many.
No, here you go. Right. So from 24-25, there will be a single league made up of 36 competing clubs. Under the new format, teams will play 4 matches more than they currently do. They will no longer play 3 opponents twice, home and away, but instead they will face fixtures against 10 different teams, half of them at home, half of them away. But then those 10 teams that you play are drawn randomly. It's like, but why have
one league?
Why have one league?
That's stupid as well.
Why not have sixes? Like,
yeah.
Why put everyone in one league and don't let them play each other?
Everybody, yeah. But then how do they rank you?
Coefficients. So there'll be seeded teams like it is now. So Barca will still play Midtjylland. They'll still play. So
one will play 36 and like that kind of.
Yeah.
So what I mean is, everybody plays all 10 of their games.
Yeah.
How are you going to have a ranking of 36 teams based on 10 games? Everybody's played 10, and then you just so it's not a level playing field at all, is it? Because you've got that makes no sense.
The top 8 teams will advance to the last 16. Yeah.
So basically, the top 8 teams are going through because they'll be playing the lower teams. So that's what they've done. So
but that's if they're doing it on the basis of, but they're saying it's randomly. So
no, it is random, but it's they're still seeded teams.
Yeah, right, but so what? One will randomly. Could one randomly play 2?
Probably not.
No. So this is what I mean. So one might randomly get 36, 2, 34, 5. So all of a sudden, your seedings.
And they missed the page out when they've submitted this.
So the bigger team's going to get through, so it benefits them, basically.
Yeah. So what's the fucking point in having the bottom teams in it? What is the realistic point? Because they might get a lucky win. They might get a lucky win. One, but they're going to lose the rest of them, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah. They're doing it so we go, we should have done the ESL.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
16, 8 to 25, then go into the Europa League.
So how's that going to work then? So got more.
So does that mean now that the Premier League it's 1 to 5?
No, they go into the Europa League now, don't they?
Oh yeah, they got that. Yeah.
Every team that finishes third goes into the Europa League. Like that's why United are in it this year.
Yeah. So there's more teams going into the Champions League.
Another 4 teams.
Pointless.
Is the Premier League getting an extra place? No.
No. So where does it say how?
They're coming from Jordan and
how are the additional 4?
Scotland.
Oh yeah, this is weird. So so basically, one league is. Let me just read it out. Slot 1. One of the additional places will go to the club ranked 3rd in the championship of the association in 5th position in the UEFA National Associations ranking. Anyone know what that means?
Nope.
I haven't got a Scooby.
Number 2. Another will be awarded to a domestic champion by extending them from 4 to 5.
What?
So another will be awarded to a domestic champion by extending them from 4 to 5. So if the Premier League's got 4, you'd get
then
5.
Extend it to 5. Well, how does that get chosen?
How does that get? I don't know how that gets chosen.
So we could have the top 5 going to the
unless it's the winner of the Champions League.
The last 2 are the worst, right? So the last 2, let's say this season Real Madrid finished 5th, don't qualify for the Champions League. They get in because they've got the highest coefficient ranking. Who missed out?
Yeah, that shouldn't be.
So as you were saying,
up the Champions League as well. Then,
so as you were saying about the Premier League and the ESL and how the Premier League is losing its importance.
So, like United,
all of a sudden,
United are quite ranked highly. So, if United didn't qualify for the Champions League and all those teams above them did, United would qualify.
Well, Liverpool this season.
Yeah, Liverpool.
So you'd get in. Yeah.
So the ESL is all of a sudden looking like a great idea.
Because
I'm fully behind it.
Yeah, bring on the ESL.
Slots 3 and 4 awarded to the 2 clubs with the highest club coefficients who have not qualified automatically.
So you have a shit domestic league, you're in the Champions League next season.
Yeah, the relevance of the Premier League is nothing again.
Oh, so basically, there is a caveat to that. You have to finish in the Europa League spots. So as long as you finish in the top 7, you qualify for the Champions League.
What? So, do you reckon they were pissed?
Yeah, it must have been like me.
Ferris, have you been doing? I'm doing the accounts for the ESL. Are you doing the Champions League?
Oh, 100%. I've just been writing anything down. Hope for the best.
What can we do to make the Champions League better? I know. Let's make sure the teams that have a shit fucking season can get in it anyway.
But they might not even play everyone, so it's all right. It's good.
It's all right, yeah.
So it's exactly the same as what the ESL were proposing, but by a different name.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and FIFA and UEFA make some money.
Exactly. I was watching True Geordie's podcast. I think it was Lawrence who was saying it's the lesser of two evils. Which one do you choose? Do you choose UEFA or do you choose Perez, his way of doing it? Because they're both as bad as each other. They're all about the money. So who
gets the money?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah,
the problem is the Champions League
basically means that no matter what happens for Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, if they have a terrible season, they qualify.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for any of the regular Champions League slots, you're getting into it. Because how often, because it says 2 of the top coefficient, how often is it that Barcelona, Man United, Liverpool, Bayern are all going to be out of their Champions League positions? It's not going to happen very often that all of them, in fact, it's never going to happen that they're all dropping out of it. So all of a sudden, if you have one bad season, you're in. If Bayern drop out of their things, they're in the Champions League.
So looking at this, right, the team that will benefit, I think, from this at the minute, Sevilla. Sevilla are ranked 10th. Now, every team above them is Liverpool, United, PSG, Madrid, Juventus, City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Munich.
Where are they in the league?
Let's have a look. So if they finish 4th or 5th this year, they're in the Champions League.
Right, okay. It depends if they finish in that top part of the table.
The 4th.
So they're in.
Doesn't make sense. I'm going to start with
the Champions League.
I think it's the Premier League teams that will benefit from this. Those 2 spots extra. Because if you look at the rankings, if it'll be our top 6, there'll be 6 teams from England in the Champions League every year.
We took the pressure off Liverpool at the moment. Yeah. Liverpool.
Well, this season it would take. This season we'd be sitting there going,
happy days.
We wouldn't give a fuck now, would we? We'd be like, we just need to finish 8th.
The top 20 teams in the coefficients all qualify other than the 6 teams in the Premier League. So it's going to be a Premier League team that benefits from those last 2 spots.
But then so let's bypass the fact that we've got 36 teams in it. Let's go forwards. Now we've got this higgledy-piggledy fucking mess of drawing the fucking games and who's playing who and understanding one league of 36 teams with only 10 games played per team. We've then got to understand and somehow mastermind and work out what happens if Liverpool win all 6 of their games and Man United win all 6 of their games and 12. I don't know if that's feasible, but top 10 win all 6 of their games, and the maths might not work there, but they all win all of their games.
Some of the big because you get groups now where was it this year PSG were in with was it Dortmund or
you get that
you do get groups that have 3 teams in it.
So why not just make it six leagues of 6?
I don't understand having one league and not letting everyone.
How many leagues have we got now in the Champions League? It's like 10 or
8.
Only 8, is it?
Yeah.
But drop it down to 6, make the leagues a little bit bigger.
I don't like the not playing each other twice. That's shit.
Yeah.
That was always
all of a sudden when fans
come
back in and Liverpool get Barcelona at Anfield, only one game, we've got the home advantage straight away.
It's always that coming back from behind aggregate.
Yeah,
watching those kind of games when you see a team that they pull it back.
Well, Liverpool Barcelona prime example. 3-0 down at their ground. come back and win it and home advantage. But it's.
But are the quarterfinals, semi-finals staying the same? Will they play 2 legs?
2 legs.
So that will be fun. But the only thing is, like you said, the one group stage game, one team's going to get an advantage. If you're at Anfield,
they've put there's an American style playoff in it though. So the top 8 qualify for the last 16, and then 9 to 17. Hold on.
This is great TV viewing, is it, for people watching it? Let's watch Marco read.
While the top 8 teams will advance automatically to the round of 16, the sides placed between 9th. Oh my God, this gets even worse. So the top 8 teams qualify straight away. And then from 9 to 24, you go into the playoffs.
What? What is going on?
9 to 24, you'll enter a playoff round.
Ferris, next time, don't do this when you're pissed.
This must be a joke. I don't know how drunk I was.
Those between 9 and 16 are seeded, and then which means they'll play against the teams at 7th to 24th with home advantage in the second leg. What is the point in that?
2 cracks in it.
And what happens then? They play off until what?
So whoever wins those games will then play the other 8 that qualified automatically.
Why? I don't get why we're doing this. Just
That's
keep
like
it.
Hang on.
You remember the American NFL?
The top 8 go through,
MSL.
Yeah.
and the top 16, the next 16,
I need more drink.
play each other,
Yeah.
break the next 8. So then all of a sudden, you've got the top 8 playing a mixture of the bottom 16 to get up. So then the top 8 have already now got an advantage in the next round.
What is going on?
The likelihood is, if seedings positions stay as they are, 1 to 8 could end up playing 9 to 17. I think that's right.
Yeah.
So then they're playing them. So then they're naturally going to go up if your rankings stay true. And then in the semis is where you actually start playing true.
Under this plan, you could finish 24th
and still win it.
Qualify for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, you could win it.
You could still win it at 24.
Yeah.
Maybe some comeback.
Dude, put the vodka. No, put it down. Put your drink down. Stop it.
He's going to write the last page that he missed.
Ferris is just going to get a call in a minute. Can you sort the prem out for us? We're fucked on this as well. Oh, turn the table upside down. Does anybody else feel like the ESL sounds so much better now?
No, so you can see why the Premier, the top 12 clubs are going, that's shit. We ain't up for that.
Do you reckon this is why? Do you reckon they've been told how the Champions League and the top clubs have gone?
Oh, they would have been told about it. Yeah.
So they've all of a sudden. So perhaps the ESL, they've gone. Do you know what? Now's the time to start chucking the ESL out there because listen to this fucking bullshit.
But I like the format.
If they communicated that like that, they might have got a bit more buy-in.
If they'd have come out and said, "Go and have a look at the Champions League format,"
then come back
and then have a look at our plans. They would have been on board going, "Son, get it done."
Yeah.
How is it not even how is it not even being slated? Yeah, I'm going. How is it? She's probably just finished watching Coronation Street, the sad cow. How is it? How has this not even been translated to the public? Why is it not in the papers? Like, look at this sack of shit.
Because everyone's so anti the ESL.
Yeah, the ESL's covered it. I've got no words to that.
Well, if anything, it's going to make me have some more drink. That's a fact.
Cheers.
How many have you done now, Ferris?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So in conclusion,
it's not too much, is it? But for me, that's
conclusion.
Your mum, hey mate,
I like women's football.
Your mum has been topping up that wank bank.
Oh
yes.
So look, in conclusion, who is now for or against the ESL?
I've always been for it, mate.
Mate, when it came out, I said it was the best thing ever.
Considering the Champions League, I'm gonna have to go into that as well. And I'm a Fulham fan, so
I might just follow the Championship.
Yes, we'll be in there next season. You can follow Fulham if you want.
Follow the posh.
I'll stick to the ESL.
Follow the posh, mate.
I just
I
want to
can't believe we're
know.
playing posh next year.
Yeah, you're going to get dick twice.
I know, we will as well.
I'm just trying to see who the hell sat there in a meeting and was like, "This sounds like a great idea," and got everybody else to sign it off. Like, it's dumb. I'm dumbfounded by it. To be fair, it's just
It's stupid, isn't it?
But no wonder the Premier League were like, we don't want the ESL because they know they're going to get 6 teams in the Champions League every season.
Yeah. Cash injection. Big time.
Yeah. So for them, for
money.
the Prem, it makes absolute sense to push ESL away and keep the Champions League and go in a new format. So maybe the fans have been stirred. Have we been led? Have we been fed lines to stir up our anger when actually we shouldn't be angry at the ESL? The ESL is not actually that bad an idea. Who knows?
Still like the format of the champions go into the ESL. Then you've got the
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that'd be perfect.
Do you want to get, mate? You've obviously sorted out the Champions League. Do you want to get Perez on the phone for us?
Liz, when are you getting me on here?
Just to put it out there, no. No.
Your mum
Liz,
sounds
start
like
your own
fun. I think we
podcast.
should get her on.
Say again.
Your mum sounds like fun. We should get her on. Maybe we'll do a Magic Mike review.
Could you imagine doing that and like your view count going through the roof? I've missed a trick here.
So look,
Please don't.
boys, wrapping up because we've gone way over. Fez, I think haven't you got? Did you want to end this by calling somebody out?
Oh, here we go. Here we go from the pub. But Jake Paul, Logan Paul, if you're out there, boys, you know where I'm at. Especially after Jake Paul doing what he did to, bless him, Ben.
But technically, are you a YouTuber now, Fez? So you could probably have a fight with him.
Yeah, no chance.
Pay so much money to see him knock you out, mate.
Yeah, but I'd have the paycheck. I'd do Ben, laugh after the knockdown, get up, happy days, take my money and go.
£1 million, boom.
Happy
Is that what you
days.
got?
£1 million.
Mate, just for literally getting knocked down, getting back up, the ref going, nah, that's it. There's
And
a
did
photo.
Aspen really train for it?
I'd have been happy as well.
Yeah,
Did you see the beer belly on the lad?
no,
in the
fair
way
play
in.
to him.
He's always been like that, though. He's
Fair
always
play
been
to
like
him.
that. Also,
Made the money.
don't forget, this guy had hip surgery 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is the problem with Jake Paul. Like, who's he
He's
calling
very
out?
clever. He's very clever who he calls out. He's very
Tyson, not Tyson Fury. Tommy Fury.
clever.
But he's not serious about fighting Tommy Fury because Tommy Fury boxed his head off.
Well,
He's
this is
just,
it.
just using
He
that
won't
as
pick
clout.
him. He won't pick
He's
him.
getting more media back at, like he's getting more
Of course he
attention, more hype, and he's
he will.
smart.
Did you see him crying after it like he just won the gold medal at the Olympics?
It's horrendous, isn't it? He's such an idiot.
But it's like that.
I did see them that they were saying about all these boxing matches they're doing. They said, "Well, no, why don't you get an MMA fighter and fight him in the cage?
Yeah.
Like, don't do boxing. Now you get a knee to the head."
30 seconds.
But it's quite funny because his first ever thing was because he was going to fight KSI. KSI called him out. And he said, nah, boxing ain't a real sport. If you want to fight me, do it in MMA. And now he's fighting all these UFC stars in the ring. So it's come to bite him on the bum, that.
It's like that that YouTube bot. Have you seen the YouTube boxer that claimed like he had the most knockouts?
Yeah.
Some stupid idiot, and then he'd just walk up to you and go, "Here's the thing, we'll just lightly spar," and then he'd just come in with like a haymaker and be like, "Knockout."
I haven't seen that.
Mate, you need
seen
to
it?
watch it. Oh, I'm going to find his name. He ends up having a fight with Deontay
Wilder, and he gets
Is
because
that
he slags Wilder's kids off and a lot,
Is that
doesn't
where
he?
he goes into the gym where he's boxing?
Yeah.
Pulls him out and then
But
I've
he
seen
slags
that.
Wilder's kids off the lot. He's and he's like, I've got 127 knockouts or something and wins,
His name.
and then he just. I'll try on my phone whilst we're here.
YouTube boxer.
Deontay
Charlie Zelenoff.
That's
Mate,
it, Charlie Zelenoff.
You've got to watch. There's a video, like a story. It's like a story of Charlie Zelenoff. Mate,
What's it on YouTube?
YouTube, yeah.
YouTube, yeah.
Like he'll go like Martin just said, he'll go into a gym. They go, "Oh, do you want to have a spar?" And they're like, "Yeah, all right." Like a soft spar. He puts it on, then he goes fucking sick on them, and they're like, "Whoa!" And he's like, "I won."
Yeah.
All right.
But that's basically Paul, isn't it? Like, he's just fighting nobodies. And
He had one real fight, that Charlie, and he walked out of the ring.
You know, it's like me walking around going, "I'm a boxer. I've got a win under my belt. I'm unbeaten. Fight me." You know, there'd be a lot of people that fucking take that up. Your things are going to go through the roof. And I'll fight him. My mum, I'll smack him. So, but yeah, I'd love to see someone like Tommy Fury knock his fucking head off.
He would.
Just because
That's why he won't fight him. That's why he won't fight him.
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
making
clever.
a mockery of the sport. No.
Right, is that blocker?
No, I'm blocking my mum. She's blocked from the. Can you block her from the page? I don't know if he's writing on there.
I don't know what that means. Oh, free Derek Chauvin. Wow.
Whose friend is he? Whose friend is he?
I was like, what does that say? If I do, oh.
Is anybody claiming him as a friend?
Absolutely
not. The
beauty
of
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Someone's created a fake account.
Free Derek.
Free Derek Chauvin.
So right,
slightly controversial.
Well, I'm going to go off and do the ESL's accounts.
Yeah,
I'll talk to the Champions League, I think. Quickly.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah. Listen, boys, it's been good. It's been a good chat. Only 3 topics this week, so I was wondering if it would last 40 minutes, but it's gone on for an hour and 40. So that was that was good.
Shut James up.
Appreciate everybody commenting. Good to have you on, Fez. If you want to come back on again, happy to have you on. You can come on, but maybe you need to get some lighting in your house. Turn the candles
I think it's my camera. I genuinely think.
Pay your electric bill, mate. Turn the lights on and turn the candles off.
I can't afford it, mate. I've got to give £200 million back for the ESL. I'm screwed. I'll upgrade. I'll upgrade onto a different camera next time.
No. So. Cool, guys. Speak to you again soon.
See you later, guys.
Have a good weekend.